In this episode, I freeze my little bum off as I make my way to this neat little mountain hut where I spend the night trying to stay warm and attempt not to eat too many bickies, all while I take shelter from the terrible weather outside. Well, this was not the forecast. This is going to be cold, wet and miserable. Okay, let's walk. When I originally planned to go on this track, I obviously checked the weather and it said it was going to be slightly cloudy and most importantly, no rain. However, as my many years of tramping here in New Zealand has taught me, the weather can change rapidly, especially up on this volcano that normally looks like this. But I know my limits and I knew I'd be safe to continue. I mean, despite the weather, some really cool views around here. Absolutely loving it. So, though weather's miserable, spirits are still high, and I might have a spirit or two in my pack for later. So, looking forward to a good bourbon and coke. Well, this was the river that for some reason I was concerned about being able to get over. Yeah, not hard at all. The fog keeps lifting and I'm getting glimpses of how nice this track is. So it looks like I've got a cliff here and a cliff here, and it looks like the track just drops off, so it's a bit disconcerting. Unless you are confident on your feet, this next section I'd recommend not doing in the wet like I did, as it was very slippery and one wrong foot could have you slipping down to the bottom. This walk on the website said it was an easy 1 to 2 hour walk, but that section I've just done was very technical and very slippery and almost downright dangerous in some points. Maybe it's because it's so wet at the moment and it might be a lot better in the dry, but that was a lot. After soiling my pants on those slippery rocks, I was finally able to really enjoy the rest of this walk. The fog lifted just enough for me to see where I was going and take in the beauty around me as I finally chewed through the last kilometre to the hut. Are there lights? No. Yo! Oh, that's brilliant. Man, that's awesome. I've never been in a hut with lights. Well, apart from Blue Range with those little solar ones. It's not too bright, but this is like proper decent. Man, this is cool. Right, let's get settled in. Right, so first things first, I want to get a fire going as I'm reasonably soaked. Surprisingly, this rain jacket did quite well. Bit frustrating as I've spent hundreds of dollars on rain jackets in the past, and then this is literally the cheapest one I could possibly buy from Macpac as like a little emergency one, and it has done really well. I'm bone dry underneath, so we're going to cut up some kindling and then get some bigger chunks of wood in there, get this fire going. Well, the lights don't last too long. Mustn't have been sunny enough lately for it to charge the battery or something. I assume there's a solar panel or something on the roof, but yeah, weather hasn't been great, and obviously all day it's been raining or foggy or just no sunlight. So, oh well, that would have been nice, but I do have like a little lantern with me, so we can still light this place up. Well, at least I thought I had a light, but I don't, so. It was such a last minute trip, I barely packed anything. You know, not the proper raincoat, not the lights. Oh well, and now this wood's very wet, so hopefully we can get this going. The real small stuff has already caught. We kind of need the bigger, slightly bigger stuff to catch the side pieces, but it's just so wet. Oh, such a pain. No, she's going out. Oh, I'm starting to lose hope, but she is a roaring now. Slowly but surely, I reckon we can definitely get this going now. Come on, fire. I really need this fire because, yeah, some of my clothes, especially my pants, are quite wet, so I really need this to warm up the hut as well. Yeah, she's going for it now. Oh, thank goodness. Really needed this. Crackle, crackle. Right, well, I've still got a little bit of sunlight and not going to use these lights. It would have been cool to use these lights, but it is what it is. I've tried turning them on again. They only last for, you know, a minute or two, and then they sort of just petter out. So, but we're going to get our sleeping system all set up, let it loft up, and then get into some food because I'm real hungry. Oh, yeah, got some Oreos for dessert later. Start with our sleeping mat. This is just a Thermarest Neo Air. Really good quality air mats. Really enjoy this one. Though they do take a while to set up. However, I found quite a cool trick that I've personally found very handy. Sort of just clip this in here, like so. Start inflating. 1, 2, 3, and then what I like to do after that is I just hit fast forward. Sweet. Beautiful. I think the key to these pillows is you leave them slightly deflated and then they become much nicer. Right, dinner time. And of course, we're on the lovely real meals. We've got lasagna today. Add 250 mils of water and then let it rest for about 15 minutes. It's just a dehy meal. Comes with all lovely little bits. Yeah, really love these. Then we've got some Oreo double stuffed dark chocolate mud cake for dessert. Oh, looking forward to these. And we've also got Coca-Cola, a little bit of yummy sauce, and that's going to go real nice with dinner. Really impressed with these Yeti flasks, real good quality. Love Yeti, but it's just quite heavy normally to take tramping, but yeah, the flask, got to keep your whiskey good. Or bourbon, whatever you have. Give that a nice good stir. Make sure you get all the little bottom bits, otherwise you get dry bits as you're eating. That's not very nice. I was gonna go sit out there and enjoy my meal, but I don't want a wet bum, and the view isn't all that exciting. So I think I'll just enjoy it from the comfort of this lovely, lovely hut. Cheers. Life is good. Got my bourbon and Coke, got my lasagna, fire simmering away. Yeah, no, this is a life. I love it. It's getting quite cold. Now, normally I would not recommend wearing cotton on a tramp, especially if it's going to get wet. I was so ill prepared for this trip that I forgot most of my mid layers. And I just so happened to be wearing this along it came, but it's heavy, especially when they get wet. They get really, really heavy and they lock in the moisture. But we're going to change over now to the Uber Light from MacPac. It's basically like a sweatshirt, except this is dry, and because it's got down in it, it holds its heat a little bit better. Oh, much nicer, much nicer. And a beanie, because that fire's good, but it's still early, so hopefully it heats up the hut a bit more. It's a fairly new book. It's only March of this year. While rummaging around looking for more snacks, obviously, I found my little lantern. How good's that? So I can hang it up on this little hook and get some light in the hut. So much better. So this was my setup, just with my little headlamp, versus much more light. These things are great. They're from MacPac. They're reasonably expensive for what they are, but I mean, a lot more light than your usual headlamp setup. Right, I've talked about these enough. Time to actually crack into them. I mean, that lasagna was yum, but I'm still a little hungry, so noodles. While we wait for those noodles, I think it might be rude not to make another bourbon and Coke. Whoa, whoa, whoa! That was a complete accident. Oops. Yeah, may as well. Delicious. Oh, it's a bit strong. Right, I reckon. Shit, that's loud. One more log on this fire, or two, or three. These are really wet, but they'll dry out and hiss away. Screw it, let's just get one more in there. Keep this hut nice and warm. It's supposed to be quite cold tonight. It's supposed to get down to about -3, so stock up that fire, make it nice and warm. You can hear it roaring. Love the sound of a fire. Tongue in a bed, and I reckon we'll call it a night. Well, good morning. Woken up to a bit of a freezing cold and windy days. Inside temperature of the hut is reading around 6 degrees, and then outside is reading around 1 degree. So didn't quite get as cold as it said it was going to get last night, and I was nice and toasty and warm. Actually had a really good sleep. So what a wonderful little hut this is. Could be one of my favourites on this mountain. It's real cozy, real homely sort of feel. So enjoying this nice hot chocolate, warm me up a bit before the walk out. But before we do that, here's the rest of the hut and a hut review. Mangaturuturu Hut is simply fantastic, with a very cozy and homely feel to it. Outside you have a sitting area for when the weather is actually nice, and a well-stocked woodshed and a water tank round the back. Head down the side of the hut and down a short path to find the long drop. Heading inside the hut now to find a good sized table and kitchen bench with an amazing big window, a wood burner and bunks with 8 mattresses. There is also a side room with an additional mattress, table and chairs and another bench, all making for a super cozy stay. Right, so before I leave this hut, I'm going to quickly visit the bathroom, which leads me into this quick tip of the trip. I used to carry with me about a half roll of toilet paper, which is quite bulky. So what I've switched to, and I'm not an ultralight backpacker by any means as you've seen my setup, little packs of tissues. This in here has enough for, you know, a few dumps and a few for around the camp, and it saves you a lot of weight and also saves you a lot of bulk. So you can clean up quite a few logs with just one little pack. So little handy tip, don't need to bring bulky toilet paper, just bring this. Or if you're really desperate, you can just use leaves, but I'm not using any of the ones around here. After relieving myself, I packed up the last of my gear, making sure not to leave anything behind, as well as giving the hut a good sweep before setting off. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing, dropping a like or a comment, as it all really helps. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Had a little bit of ice last night.